Previously on Cagney and Lacey.
And he told me about the lump that he found in your breast?
You want to talk about how we'd feel in case maybe I have breast cancer? Okay. In case maybe I have breast cancer, you go first.
I don't want it, Harv. I don't want tubes and machines. I don't want the boys remembering me sick like that.
It doesn't matter how I feel about it. It matters how you feel.
Harvey, I'm scared of dying. I don't want to mess up your life.
Mess up my life? Mary Beth, you are my life.
Lacey, good morning. It's good you came in early. I'd like to talk with you in my office, please. Sit down. Notice anything going on with Cagney lately?
I don't know what you mean, sir.
Well, is she worried about anything? Like she's got something heavy on her mind?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
I don't know anything about female problems, medical things like that. Well, I was looking for the Benedetto file on her desk this morning, and the drawer was open, and I saw a bunch of these. You know, Lacey, I don't pry into the private lives of my officers, but if she's got cancer, she shouldn't be reading about it. She should be doing something about it. Do you know who she is?
It's not Cagney, sir. It's me. She got those from me. Persuade me to go see a doctor, which I did Friday. They say malignant.
Anything I can do?
No, sir, thank you. I see a surgeon today. He says what comes next. If it's okay with you, I mean, it shouldn't take longer than my regular lunch hour, sir.
Sure. Anything you want, you take it. As a matter of fact, you want to take some real time off?
No, sir, I like to keep working as usual.
Lacey.
Yes, sir?
Anything you want, you be sure and let me know.
Yes, sir?
Hi.
I'm scheduled for a mastectomy on the 26th. It's called a modified radical. They remove the breast and the lymph glands under the arm. Oh, what the hell, Christine, huh? Maybe nobody will notice. I mean, they never were much to speak of. Although I have to admit you, this one here, Harv and the boys' personal favorite one. Hell, if I'd known this, I would never quit smoking. Oh, come on, help me here, Christine. These are jokes.
What about a second opinion?
You said take care of it. Everybody said take care of it, so sooner the better. I took care of it.
He's not the only doctor in New York.
He's a very expensive surgeon, Christine. He's highly recommended. Got a wall full of diplomas. He says I get mastectomy. How's Kevin?
What gives you the right to go around messing with people's lives? I came to tell you I don't appreciate it.
Mrs. Taggart, please sit down.
You don't know Kevin and me, and neither does that social worker. But you went right on ahead because you always think you know what's best for us.
Mrs. Taggart, I don't even know what you're talking
They
about.
took Kevin away from me, and they put him in juvenile detention, and then they waved your report in my face and told me I was an unfit mother.
Well, Mrs. Taggart, sometimes the city has to investigate cases like yours.
Cases like mine? We are people, me and my son, and I am sick to death that you treat me like dirt.
Mrs. Taggart, there are things that we can do.
You lost me, my son. I think you did enough.
You were to be here at 2 o'clock. Look, this department is responsible for kids like Kevin Taggart. They found 6 dime bags of heroin on him when they undressed him at the hospital. Now, what else did you expect us to do?
He's 8 years old. Maybe he didn't know what he was carrying.
I seen overdoses not much older, and so have you. And the fact remains he was carrying heroin.
That doesn't prove neglect or abuse by the mother, ma'am.
Come on, detective. You had the initial contact. There was some evidence Mrs. Taggart had hit the child as punishment for being out late.
Yeah, I think she smacked him, but that's not necessarily child abuse.
But it could have been worse.
I don't think it was.
All right. Even if we can't prove abuse, she leaves him alone an average of 5 hours a day, sometimes much more, as you mentioned in your report.
She works. She can't afford daycare.
You want to know the last time we heard that? About a month ago, from a woman who was also a possible child abuser. We didn't get the kid out of the house. She strangled him with a lamp cord.
Study late last night again?
I enrolled in one of those 3-night courses. Give me that file.
Sergeant school. You gotta be kidding.
Look, as hard as it may be for you to believe, I really want to pass this exam.
Well, so do I. But you're psyching up for it all wrong.
Yeah? Sure.
Hey, you know what I did last night? I went over bonbons. She cooked me a thick, juicy steak. She served me imported beer. She kept me warm while I was watching the ball game. Then we kind of drifted over to the bed.
No, I don't need to hear this, Victor. It's the one thing I know won't be on the exam.
That's it for the uniforms. As far as the detectives are concerned, we got the Michelson stakeout crossing Rabinowitz. They're Cagney Lacey for backup.
Oh, no. Scratch Lacey. No long hours of extra duty for Lacey until further notice.
What's the matter? She's sick or something?
What, I gotta give you a reason for every order? Just do it, Coleman.
Yes, sir.
Our report made her look bad. Admit it, Christine.
How do we know she doesn't abuse him? I mean, how do we know that?
We didn't see it. Neither did anybody else. Social worker takes 3 hours to evaluate those people. 3 lousy hours.
It doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I think that Eleanor Taggart loves her son. I saw her face when you took him out of that hole. So did you.
So what are we supposed to do? Say we made a mistake on the report? We put down what we saw.
And on the strength of that, they're taking Kevin away from his mother. She's got nobody on her side, Christine.
Except you, who's obviously got some wonderful idea. What?
Okay. Willie Smoke gave Kevin dope, right? Now, he could be independent, but he could also be part of the West Side Dope Ring, which works the neighborhood.
It's possible.
So, narcotics been on it, what, 3-4 months? They got nowheres. But if the kid could lead them to an arrest, then maybe the judge at the hearing would consider in the mother's favor.
Maybe. In the meantime, I wouldn't mind busting Willie Smoke or the people he works for.
Yeah. Bet he wasn't holding when you talked to him. I want to finish this one.
You see that? He charged and they didn't even call it.
It's over.
What a ripoff.
Whoa! Take it easy, Michael. Just 'cause you ain't here, you don't take advantage.
There should be nothing by it, huh? That's all right. Hey, Michael, come here and sit by me. Come on. Come on. Listen.
Listen, we wanted to have kind of a special dinner tonight because I wanted to talk to you. Now, I promised that I would never lie to you, and I know that you know something's been going on, so you have a right to know what it is. I don't want you to be scared, all right? I saw the doctor today, and I have to have an operation.
What kind of operation?
Well, I have a lump in my breast, and the doctor says my breast has to be removed.
That's what happened to Bobby Vitello's mother. Bobby's mother died. Are you gonna die?
No, sweetheart. Oh, don't think that. Of course I'm not gonna die.
Jeez.
Take it easy, lady. I'm just gonna be a minute.
That's some attitude when you're breaking the law, mister.
There was a garbage truck out there.
Listen, you're lucky I don't have your son and have you hauled out of here.
You're a real prize, lady!
Same to you, you crumb bum!
Crumb bum? Get your car and back it up! Come on, move it!
Me back up! You back up!
Hurry up, I got some things to do!
Big deal! You know what you're dealing with here?
I don't
You're
care!
dealing
I
with
don't
your
care!
car, you creep!
What do I care what you are?
You
I'm gonna go to
fucking-
6th Street!
You came from Jersey! Go back to Jersey! Move it! Ready? Back it up!
Oh, yeah? Well, you ain't got nothing on me. And I'm gonna be out of here, pal, because I didn't do anything wrong.
I'm sorry, I'm late, sir. I had to run down to the municipal court building, and the traffic was lousy, and then there's a fathead out there parked in our space. I mean, it's a police
Lacey.
station, you know. You'd think somebody'd pay attention to signs, right, sir?
No problem. Have a good day, Lacey.
Hi, how you doing?
It's not been my favorite morning, Christine.
Well,
What's that?
we've been asked to testify at the Kevin Taggart custody hearing.
Oh, good. Mrs. Taggart decided to call legal aid, huh?
No, we've been called as witnesses for the city.
Have to find Willie Smoke.
Mary Beth, I think you should get another opinion about the mastectomy.
We talked about this in the bathroom
No,
already.
we didn't. I've been reading, and they all say you should have a second opinion.
First, you want me to hurry up and get something done about it. Now you tell me slow down, see a bunch of doctors? All I want to do is get it over with.
Why are you being so stubborn? I mean, you're the only person I know who's more stubborn than I am. What does it take to see one more doctor? An hour.
Department won't pay for a second opinion.
I'll pay for a second opinion.
What if it doesn't matter and the other doctor says the same thing as the first guy?
Then you took a shot.
Oh, give me a break. You said you wouldn't be back.
We need Willie Smoke. They've been in the past couple days.
No, not since you hassled him.
You know where he might be?
Hey, I mind my own business.
Oh, come on, Corelli. You know everything that goes on here. Now, maybe you could tell us more if we took you down for questioning, huh? That could take hours, maybe even days.
Now, you're a real sweetheart. You know that?
Mr. Corelli, you heard something about Willie Smoke, am I right? Why don't you save everybody a lot of grief, okay?
Oh, all I heard was I wouldn't be seeing him around no more.
I mean, he left town?
Yeah. Maybe.
Kevin told the social worker he didn't know what he was carrying.
Which I don't believe.
Corelli says Willie Smoke is out of town.
Which I do believe. Mary Beth, if I'd known we were going to hike all over the west side, I would have worn different shoes.
Should have took him in when you had him.
You ever heard about probable cause?
Coleman just made up the duty roster. I'd like to talk to you about it.
About what, sir?
Let's go into my office.
Well, we could talk about the duty roster here, sir.
I think you ought to consider taking that time off. Maybe coming in afternoons for a
Lieutenant,
while.
I already explained to you that that won't be necessary. I'd like to work my regular hours.
Lacey.
Sir, if that's all, I got a lot of work to do here. What is this here? What's this, a city dump? Who left this here?
Oh, yeah, don't.
No,
Let-
please,
let-
sir,
let
would
me
you
give you a hand with
please quit
that.
moving the legs around me? I have cancer. I have breast cancer. And so Coleman won't have to take any bets in it. It's this one here. Left one. Okay. To satisfy everybody's curiosity, I have to have an operation, but I don't want people treating me like I'm some kind of freak. I would appreciate it if everybody just forget about it, please. What's it gonna look like, Harv?
Babe?
I'm trying to imagine what it's gonna be like.
It's gonna be okay.
I watch you. I know that you like to look at me. You like to look at my breasts. I couldn't take it all. I'll see it in your eyes.
There is nothing they can do to you that would make you any less beautiful to me.
Back there again. 100 multiple choice questions is no big deal. It's like a season of Major League games. 1/3 you win, 1/3 you lose, and the rest is up for grabs.
It's day after tomorrow, Victor. You haven't even cracked a book.
I certainly have. Bon reviewed me all weekend. And then I reviewed her.
I'm sure you got a lot done.
Hey, I don't have to worry. The written test is only part 1. When we get to part 2, I got it made.
Oh, yeah. Well, how do you figure that?
Well, it's simulated situations, right?
Right.
They're videotaping our responses.
Uh-huh.
Now, with a profile like this, how can I not make Sergeant, huh?
You're gonna have to call back.
Look, I'm already late for work, you know that? So you can come down here and lie to me.
Mrs. Taggart, we're not lying to you. If Kevin helps us get these dealers, then maybe it's a positive difference in your custody case.
Yeah, but it could get us in a lot worse trouble. You think I don't know how bad it would look if Kevin knew he was carrying drugs?
Oh, come on, he knew. Everybody knows he knew.
You think he knew. If he admits to it, then they take him away for good, case closed, but you get your big bust, a nice little promotion.
Mrs. Taggart, look, if he doesn't say anything, then maybe I got a chance to keep him. And then what happens? Then Willie Smoke comes back around whoever some more money. And you lose Kevin to the street again. Only this time, maybe forever.
Every time I trust you people, I get hurt.
Mrs. Taggart, I don't think that the city should take your son away from you. And I believe that this could help you and him. And the car is right over there.
Brought you something? I thought you might be missing it. That's Darryl Strawberry. We got his autograph last summer at a baseball game. That's his idol. What's the matter, baby?
I can't keep it here, Mama. Someone will steal it.
Did you hear him? You think I don't do better than this?
Mrs. Taggart, we're here to help. Please.
Kevin? They want to ask you some questions, honey. I want you to answer up, okay?
Okay.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
How you doing?
All right.
Listen, Kevin. Remember when we were down that hole together? And I said I couldn't get you out without your help? And you helped me? Well, Detective Lacey and I, we need your help again. Get you out of here. So we need you to tell us about those packages you were carrying for Willie Smoke.
Kevin, you know what was in those packages?
He gave you money, didn't he? To deliver drugs for him? Come on, Kevin. We know he did.
I ain't no stoolie.
Now, you listen to me, Kevin Taggart. Maybe I made some mistakes with you, but Mama loves you. And I tried to teach you what was right. Now, you did wrong for that Willie Smoke.
Mama, we needed the money.
Not that kind of money, baby. Now, you did wrong, and you gotta face up to it and tell these ladies the truth. I know it's hard, baby. But there comes a time in everybody's life when they have to do hard things. Now, it's not fair, but that's the way it is.
I'm scared, Mom.
You don't have to be scared, baby. You just tell these ladies the truth, and you don't have to be scared.
Kevin, you knew what was in those packages, didn't you? Six hours on the computer and we get zilch. I mean, how many perps could there be with an alias of bandana?
Maybe he's Colombian or something.
Kevin never said anything about an accent.
I think we ought to try and find that bar.
Mary Beth, you just went off shift 15 minutes ago.
Kid said he lives over a bar with a big blue sign.
We don't know the name of the bar. We don't know where it is.
He said it was uptown, and donuts to dollars. The name has something to do with the color blue.
All right, even if it's true, do you know how many bars that will encompass between here and the Bronx? Mary Beth, you're in no shape to work late tonight.
I'm not an invalid, Christine. Want to come with me or want me to drop you off somewhere?
All right, it's almost midnight. We have hit 10 bars. You ready to call it a night?
That you I'm talking to? We got 3 more to check on.
Mary Beth, they will be there tomorrow.
Hearing starts at 4 p.m.
I don't think you should be pushing yourself like this.
Look, you want to go home? I'll finish it myself.
The hell you will. So what do you say? We give another half hour?
There's the apartment above it, exactly like Kevin said.
This is it.
He could be there. Look at this. Man with a bandana. Think Mr. Bandana's open for business?
This is car 21. Repeat, this is car 21. Request uniform backup at 632 West 123rd Street.
Roger, car 21.
Police, stop where you are! Mary Beth! Breathe, you bastard! I swear to God, I'll take you out the game. Not gonna mess up any more little kids. No more. Give me this here! Mary Beth!
You all right? What the hell are you trying to prove here? Are you trying to kill yourself? on your own time, Mary Beth. Listen, you want to keep ignoring the people who care about you? You're gonna be dead anyway.
I'm glad you came to us. So many women never get a second opinion. It's really a good idea. I disagree with your surgeon, Mrs. Lacey. I'm going to call in my colleague who's a radiation therapist to consult on this, but I'm sure she'll concur. I don't think a mastectomy is necessary at this point.
Why not?
Because your lesion is small. It's less than 2 centimeters in diameter, and it's in the outer quadrant of the breast. Now, that's the simplest location for a lumpectomy.
What exactly is that?
Just what it sounds like. We excise the lump and a little of the surrounding tissue. And then we do a biopsy of the lymph glands under the arm. Now, if those are free of cancer, the patient is allowed to heal, 1 or 2 weeks, and then treated externally with radiation 5 days a week for 5 weeks. Now, that's done on an outpatient basis.
I would have to stay in the hospital.
You could even continue working. These are relatively simple procedures. Now, after the first 5 weeks, there's another 2-week waiting period. Then the patient is readmitted into the hospital. And several hollow tubes with radioactive material are implanted in the breast, and they're left there 2 or 3 days and then removed. Now, this is done under anesthesia, but it's a fairly low-risk procedure.
The other doctor said I had to have the chemotherapy.
Well, that depends on whether the tumor has spread to the lymph glands. Now, if it hasn't, radiation is much easier. It has very few unpleasant side effects. A mild rash is the worst. It's something like a sunburn, and that eventually disappears. Oh, and most patients usually feel some fatigue.
And after the radiation, what then?
Then I give you a checkup 2 weeks after the implant for any sign of infection. And then I see you on a month-to-month basis for a while. And then regular checkups for 5 years.
Why didn't the other surgeon tell me about all this? Why did he say that my breast definitely had to come off?
Some surgeons still think that mastectomy is the only way to treat breast cancer. Not all of them have had experience with a lumpectomy. Now, if this were California or Massachusetts, however, your surgeon would have had to inform you about alternative treatments. That's a state law.
So it just depends on the doctor you go to.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's true. Some doctors are still skeptical about radiation therapy. They remember the old techniques when it was a lot more primitive. We've come a long way since then.
You're telling me I have the same chance of survival with this operation as with the mastectomy?
Well, this is still a relatively new procedure, but most of the studies indicate that this type of carcinoma, caught as early as we have, and that's the main key, early detection, there's no measurable difference in the recurrence rate. You're lucky you came in when you did.
Well, that's great. Yeah. I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than that other doctor told you.
Yeah. Yeah, good news, huh?
Yeah.
If they find that that didn't spread to the lymph nodes. Which I wonder how they tell you that, huh? Anyways, it maybe be all right.
So when are you gonna do it?
Tomorrow morning. Yeah, I wanted to stay today, Christine, for Eleanor Taggart, but doctor couldn't work it out. So I have to check in this hospital this afternoon, and they take tests today.
It's no problem. I'll take care of the hearing.
That's what I'm worried about, Christine.
Mary Beth, I have to tell the truth as I saw it.
Yeah. I want to miss the sergeant's exam.
So you take the next sergeant's exam.
Right. What's 4 years? You know I'm looking forward to calling you Sergeant Cagney.
Sergeant Christine would do.
You probably turn out to be the type to take advantage of rank, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, gee. Not so bad, huh?
Huh?
You don't have to do that, Harv.
It's all right.
Harvey,
Yeah.
there's a lasagna in the freezer. I wish you would ask Muriel to take it out in the morning and defrost
Hey,
it.
babe, my mother knows how to defrost lasagna.
Sure. She'll probably want to cook anyways.
Yeah.
You know that Michael can always get around your mother. She's not gonna make him wear his retainer.
Hey, so we'll skip a night, huh? Where his teeth won't fall out.
It's important that he wear...
Mrs. Lacey,
Yes?
I'm from the friendly folks at hematology, and we'd like to invite you downstairs for some blood tests.
What's wrong with her blood?
Nothing, okay? It's just that we have to do some routine blood studies. It's required for all patients having surgery. Madam, your car. This won't take long. You can wait here.
I'm going to need you to testify to the condition of the Taggart apartment, Detective. Basic tenement, right?
Well, I don't know.
Filthy rat cockroach heaven.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Any evidence of alcohol and/or drugs?
Not that I saw.
But there could have been, right? Is there any nourishing food for the boy in the house? You know, milk, fruit, vegetables?
I didn't look into the refrigerator, so I don't
No, wait a minute! What are you doing? You can't do that to me!
Everybody's doing his job. They don't want you to talk to Kevin. They're afraid you'll influence his testimony. And you can see him afterwards, right?
Yeah, well, we'll see.
But he has the right to keep me from my son!
Stop it! You know, you gotta calm down, Mrs. Taggart, because you're not making it any easier on yourself by fighting him. Look, I understand. I have a bad temper myself.
You don't have to talk down to me, lady.
Wait a minute, I wasn't talking down to you.
I know you look at me and you think I'm nothing. Well, let me tell you something. From where I started, I'm doing okay.
And I didn't say differently, did I?
But you go around judging me. What gives you the right to tell me that I am not a good enough mother for my own son?
The point is to protect the children.
I would never hurt my son, not in a million years. I love him. Now, I made the best home that it was humanly possible for me to make. You could see that. Couldn't you see that? What do you want me to do? Do you want to see me beg? Is that what you want? Well, I don't have any pride when it comes to Kevin. I'll do anything I have to do to keep him. Please, please don't let him take my son from me.
I asked you, Kevin, if your mother ever hits you.
She spanks me sometimes.
With what?
Her hand.
Does she ever hit you harder than a spanking? Does she ever hurt you?
No, I already told you.
I think we've established the point, Mr. Waters. Have you any further questions for Kevin?
No, Your Honor. City calls Detective Christine Cagney, shield number 763.
Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Detective Cagney, you and your partner, Detective
Lacey.
were called to the Taggart apartment on the evening of the 12th of this month. Is that correct?
Yes.
And on this occasion, your report states that you suspected Mrs. Taggart of abusing her child.
Yes. Excuse me, Your Honor. This is not a trial. It's a hearing to determine what is best for Kevin. And I have something I'd like to say that might save us all a lot of time.
Go ahead, Detective.
Thank you, Your Honor. When we first had contact with Mrs. Taggart and Kevin, I believed that Kevin was neglected and might have been abused. My partner and I have had some time to spend with the Taggarts since then. We both feel now that Eleanor Taggart did the best she could under very difficult circumstances. If I were a single parent in her situation, I'm not sure I could have done better. Both my partner and I feel it would be wrong to break this family up, Your Honor. Mrs. Taggart is a working mother who's had difficulty providing daycare for her child. If the Department of Social Services could handle that matter, we believe that Mrs. Taggart should retain custody of Kevin.
Hey, Petrie, close up those books already. You're gonna be so stale tomorrow you won't care whether you pass or not.
I just want to finish the section, Lieutenant.
Petrie, I got a real problem here. Our entire relationship is on the line here. I mean, I'm talking serious crisis.
Victor, I'm busy, okay?
Well, it's kind of a moral question anyway. See, Bonbon wants me to come over tonight and make sure the sheets stay warm, right?
Right.
Well, we got the sergeant's exam tomorrow. Kind of like Theismann or Montana and all those guys. They got the same problem every Saturday night. Do they go ahead with the lady of their choice? Or do they conserve their energy for the big game on Sunday? As far as I'm concerned, it's a matter of priorities. What's important in your life? You know what I mean?
Victor, get up. Stand up, Victor.
Some guys just can't take the pressure.
Oh, Lieutenant.
Come in.
Sure. Gee, too bad, huh? Harv just went down for coffee. Could have brought you some.
Okay, I just wanted to stop by before tomorrow and tell you to hang in there, Lacey.
I am, sir. Thank you.
You know, there was a good caller on the Colombian. Matter of fact, narcotics thinks that it's eventually going to put some people out of business.
Thank you, sir. Excellent news. Lieutenant, I'm sorry I yelled at you in front of the whole squadron like that. I know that you were trying to help, sir.
Forget it. The important thing is that you get through this and you come back to work. We're be short-handed without you.
Thank you, sir.
You get well soon, huh?
Yes, sir.
You get some rest now, huh, Lacey?
Yes, sir.
Good for you.
Dr. Rodriguez, please call your exchange. Dr. Rodriguez, call your exchange, please.
Christine. You look terrific.
They gave her a shot to relax her before they take it down.
Uh-huh. How you doing?
Fine. I tried to call you last night when I got in, but they said it was too late.
How'd it go at the hearing?
They awarded Eleanor Taggart custody. Pending monthly review by social services, Newark said she'd handle the daycare.
You stuck up for her, didn't you, Christine?
I told the truth, Meredith.
She stuck up for Mrs. Taggart. She went to bat for her. You're a terrific human being, Christine. You're a peach.
You're stoned, Meredith.
Huh?
You're stoned.
Oh.
Morning.
Good morning. This is Dr.
Larwin.
Larwin. This is my partner, Christine Cagney.
Miss Cagney?
Doctor.
Does he look exactly like that, what's his name, Harv? You know, what that teacher I had in school with the bow ties?
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Mr. Kavanaugh. Christine Cagney.
They're ready for you in pre-op. And the nurse will get you all set.
The orderlies will be in a minute, Mrs. Lacey.
Christine, get out of here.
I'm gonna stay, Marybeth.
There's a sergeant's exam, Christine.
I don't want to go now.
Christine, get the hell out of here.
Break a leg.
Christine.
What?
Don't forget. Section 120. Or whatever. Divestiture of juris.
Diction.
She's so smart.
Hello.
Degrees of homicide, I did okay. But I went completely blank on the difference between first-degree forgery and second degree.
Second degree is possession of an instrument as specified in section 170.10.
Thanks, Marcus. Rub it in.
Don't take them so damn long anyway.
X-ray, please report to emergency. X-ray to emergency.
The biopsy on the lymph glands was negative. She's okay. She's fine.
That's terrific. We would have been real short-handed without her. So, can we see her?
Tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, that's terrific. That's great. What do you say we go down to Flannery's now we celebrate? On me. Huh?
I can get into that. You coming, Victor?
I'm a little tired tonight. I was supposed to go see Bon Bon for a little celebration, you know, but I think I'll crash instead.
You didn't do so well on the written portion, huh?
No.
Part 2 is the video simulation. With a profile like that, how could you not make sergeant?
Harv. Yeah? Come on, you want to join us?
Thanks. Maybe in a little while.
Yeah, we'll be there for a while. Flannery's.
Okay. Flannery's?
Yeah.
Okay.
See.
Someone here to see you.
Noreen Dixon died today, Hart.
Oh, the movie star.
Yeah.
I thought she was already dead.
This is not what you could call a simple suicide. But why would she want to kill herself? Noreen Dixon is at the top of her profession. Noreen Dixon has millions of fans all over the world.
I hated Noreen Dixon more than I've ever hated anyone in my life.
I wasn't the only one who could have cheerfully killed Noreen.
Why should we believe you've already lied to protect your girlfriend?
She was mean and vain and impossible to work for. I did not kill my aunt.
At this point, I think they all could have done it.
Yeah, he's outside waiting in the lobby.
All right, thank you. Company was on their lunch break. No one saw her come off the catwalk.
Life has burned too brightly in my breast, and I can no longer endure. Suicide. Excuse me.
Mary Beth. Want to take this to the lab, please? What's wrong with you?
Nothing. I got something in my eye.
I'm crying.
No, I'm not. I got some dust or something in my eye. It's very dusty here.
Mary Beth, talk to me. What is wrong?
Do me a favor, Christine. Don't argue.
You're right. It's very dusty in here.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that Noreen Dixon would commit suicide.
There was nobody else in the theater, Mary Beth. There was a suicide note found in her pocket. There was nothing.
No, I don't mean that, Christine. I mean that she was Noreen Dixon.
Oh, hey, listen to me. She was an actress. Actresses are a little weird, you know that.
That's a very prejudiced thing to say, Christine.
What? Hey, I'm sorry. Actresses are artists. Everybody knows that artists have a couple of screws loose.
And none of us regular, ordinary people do.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I wouldn't say that either.
Mary Beth, wait up.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey. Hiya, babe.
Hiya. Hiya.
Mwah. You miss me?
Yeah. A lot.
We're in great shape, Mary Beth. If the weather holds in Saratoga, we can start laying a foundation at the end of the month.
Oh, that's wonderful, sweetheart. That's wonderful.
Oh, hey, you seem a little down. Anything wrong?
Noreen Dixon died today, Harv.
Oh, the movie star.
Yeah.
I thought she was already dead.
Harv?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary Beth. How did it happen?
Suicide, it looks like. You know, I know it's silly, Harv. I feel like I lost an old friend. Remember her in Grand Destiny?
Yeah.
We saw that one on our first date.
Yeah. It's a real tearjerker.
The end of that movie, that's when I knew I liked you.
Yeah. You were crying your eyes out, and I was kicking myself for not having a handkerchief. Oh.
Yeah. I had to give you mine because you were crying too.
Oh, baby, they don't make them like they used to. Oh, man. From Here to Eternity, that was my favorite. Yeah, I'll never forget the first time I saw it. Yeah. That movie got Angela and me so worked that we just took off for Maryland.
Maryland? What, you wanted seafood?
No. Well, we were, underage.
Underage for what? Who is Angela?
Mary Beth, I was 16 years old. I mean, I thought I was in love. I mean, you know how kids are. Angela, she told her parents she was going to spend the night with her girlfriend, and so we drove down to Maryland and we got.
You got what?
Married.
Married?
Sweetheart, we didn't even spend the night together. I mean, we couldn't afford a motel room, so we drove back. We were going to try and borrow my brother's apartment, but Angela's father was waiting for us at the Jersey Turnpike, and and he took us straight home, and he got the marriage annulled the next day. So you see, babe, it was nothing.
Angela. The first Mrs. Harvey Lacey.
Oh, Mary Beth.
You better get ready for dinner, Harv.
You're not mad, are you?
Dinner's gonna be ready soon, Harvey, and if you're not, it gets cold.
Wow, yeah, boy, sure smells good, babe. What is it?
You have your secrets, Harvey. So do I. Good morning, Chris.
Oh, nice of you to come in.
Sorry. The subway was so jammed, I had to wait for 3 trains before I could get on. Who is Gordon Lazaroff?
Oh, he's a graphologist. He does handwriting analysis for the document examiner's office. They sent him Noreen Dixon's suicide note. Claims he's discovered something very important.
What?
I don't know. He says he has to come over and tell us in person. That's exactly what I want to spend my money.
Well, maybe he really has something.
Maybe the next pope will be Jewish.
Maybe Mr. Lazaroff will be single and good looking.
Maybe the next pope will be a woman.
Sergeant Cagney?
Yes.
I'm Gordon Lazaroff.
Yes, Mr. Lazaroff. Please, won't you sit down?
Oh, thanks. I'll try not to take too much of your time.
Oh, we appreciate anything you can tell us, sir.
You're very kind. Most of the department isn't. They think what I do is strange. Some people, even in my own office, hum the theme from the Twilight Zone when I walk by.
Hard to believe.
Could you tell us, please, exactly what you found in the suicide note, Mr. Lazaroff?
Yes, you can see it very clearly right in this part here. Life has burnt too brightly in my breast, and I can no longer endure. Now, look at the energy in the B loops. Burnt, brightly, breast, and the way the O's are crossed. To, no, Look at the strength in those L's. Life. Longer.
This is not Noreen Dixon's handwriting.
Oh, no, it's hers, all right. No, there's no doubt that Noreen Dixon wrote this note.
So what is your point?
When she wrote it, Noreen Dixon was not the least bit suicidal.
How does this guy think that you can write a suicide note without being suicidal?
Well, sir, apparently this science of handwriting, graphology, that is, has come a long way, sir. And they can tell things about the way a person is feeling from the energy of the loops. And whether or not he or she is writing on the line or under the line...
Cagney.
Personally, I think it's a lot of bull.
But you don't.
Well, sir, I had a kind of feeling that maybe this wasn't a suicide. I mean, she doesn't seem to be a very likely type for suicide to me. And I thought so even before this handwriting business. Noreen Dixon is at the top of her profession. Noreen Dixon has millions of fans all over the world. But why would she want to kill herself?
Evidence. When do we get the ME's report?
Any minute now, sir.
All right, so let me know when he comes in.
Yes, sir.
Cagney, you got a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you better sit down.
You want me to close the door?
Yeah, please. Cagney, you know a lot of classy ladies. Well, I need one of those for this thing I gotta go to.
You want me to find you a date?
It's black tie and it's Friday night.
This Friday?
Yeah, it's short notice. I know that. I'm sorry. But the woman that I was going to take, turns out that she's got other plans that night.
Lieutenant, I'm not even sure I'd know your type. You know, maybe...
Well, she should be good looking, but not a Miss Universe.
Beautiful, but not a stunner.
And she should be intelligent. But, you know, not so smart that I don't know what she's talking about.
No rocket scientists, huh?
And she should have a good sense of humor. A nice laugh. But she doesn't have to be a stand-up comic.
So forget Joan Rivers.
And if she's a little younger, well, I can handle that. But no teeny boppers, okay?
Well, Lieutenant, most of the women I know are a little more sophisticated than that.
Oh, yeah, sure. What am I worried about? If she's a friend of yours, chances are that she's no spring chicken.
The ME's report.
Yeah?
Finding of the autopsy. This is not what you could call a simple suicide. And I think I could tell you who done it, too. We apologize for bothering you again, ladies and gentlemen. We know that you have already given your statements, but we have to check some facts here and make sure that we have them all right. Okay. You're Iris McIntyre, the late Miss Dixon's understudy. Am I correct, ma'am?
I am the producer, Jerry Thackeray. I was when we still had a play.
And those rumors about her being the beast of Broadway are simply untrue.
Cute.
She stoops to conquer.
You must be the playwright, Mr. Eric
Weber, right. I was also the director.
Isn't that a little unusual, Mr. Weber? For a playwright to direct his own play?
Noreen insisted.
That way she thought she could really direct the play herself.
Cute.
So, you must be Iris Redfern, Miss Dixon's secretary.
No. I was her understudy. Jean McIntyre.
Oh, gee, I got you all mixed up. So, you must be Iris Redfern.
Yes.
Miss Dixon's secretary.
That's right.
Well, at least we all know who you are, sir. Who among us would not recognize Mr. Chet Gardner, Miss Dixon's co-star in so many of her movies?
Well, and here, too, I'm afraid. And second billing once again.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Gardner. I've loved all your movies.
What a lovely compliment. Especially from such a charming young lady.
Thank you. I mean, you're welcome.
You were married to Miss Dixon for a time, sir. Am I right? Her death must have been a terrible shock.
About as terrible as our marriage. I thank my lucky stars when Noreen divorced me.
Oh. Okay. Well, I think I got you all straight. Oh, gee. This is great. I love the theater. We never could go much when I was a kid. It was a big treat. Big treat.
Well, thank you.
How Do I Love Thee? It's the name of the play, huh?
It's about Robert and Elizabeth Barrett Browning.
Oh, I love her poetry. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can... Oh, what is that? Makeup?
Noreen and Chet came out during intermission and did a makeup transformation into their characters' later years.
Yes, I did it downstage left, and she sat over there.
Right here in front of the audience. Huh, isn't that something? What is this?
It's for the neck. Noreen was very proud she had to wear it. She had very few wrinkles for a woman her age.
I saw about this once on TV, how they do this. They stick it on with this, here. Spirit gum, they call it. That's got kind of a strong smell, huh? You take this, you put it on the rubber thing, and then you stick the rubber thing on your neck.
Detective, I wouldn't put that on.
I'll be very careful.
You may have an allergy to spirit gum. A lot of people do.
Thanks. I can't afford allergies.
Detective, please don't.
Why not, Miss McIntyre? Because you know it's dangerous to put this spirit gum on one's neck?
That spirit gum has traces of synthetic arsenic in it, which you've been using to poison Noreen Dixon.
What?
Miss McIntyre, I'm afraid we're going to have to take you downtown for questioning.
I told you I didn't want to kill her.
The medical examiner confirmed there was not enough arsenic to kill her.
It's still attempted murder, Miss McIntyre.
I only wanted her to miss a few performances, the last few previews and opening night.
So you could be reviewed by the critics?
I am 55 years old. My career was never secure, like Noreen's. I still have to worry about my next job.
Well, wouldn't people think it was funny? Miss Dixon missing her opening night like that?
Noreen was famous for what she called her little sinking spells. She pulled them before on opening night.
Let me get this straight. You say you have no hard feelings for Miss Dixon. You just wanted to help your career by poisoning her.
All right. You'll find out sooner or later. I didn't kill her. But I hated Noreen Dixon more than I've ever hated anyone in my life. We met when we were both ingenues back in summer stock. In one play, I had the lead. She was my sister. We had a big emotional scene where she had to slap me. On dress rehearsal, she accidentally forgot to take off her ring. It cut my face all the way to the eye. I went to the hospital, and Noreen went on in my place.
You don't think she did that on purpose?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Millions of people love Noreen Dixon. But they never knew what she really was.
Okay, so the understudy has an airtight for the time of death. This producer could have pushed Noreen Dixon off that catwalk.
Forensics didn't find anything to prove she was pushed.
They didn't find anything to prove she wasn't.
The producer does make a fortune due to Miss Dixon's death. You think she's the type to kill for money?
Vito! No, Vito, be careful with that backdrop. It cost a mint, and I want to use it again. Oh, hello, ladies. I can give you exactly 5 minutes of my time. Ooh, love the coat.
This is a homicide investigation, Miss Thackeray.
Well, you arrested Jean McIntyre. I thought it was over.
She was charged with felonious assault and released on bail. There's no actual evidence that she killed Miss Dixon.
I see. So, I'm a suspect again.
We found out something quite interesting, Miss Thackeray. You had trouble insuring this production, did you?
Every company in town knows about Noreen Dixon's reputation. Apparently, you had to settle for a policy with a special clause in it. You weren't covered if she got sick. The only way you could cash in on your play, if it failed to open, was if Miss Dixon died.
In case you've forgotten, I accounted for my whereabouts at the time of Noreen's death.
Yes. In your original statement, you said you went to Sardi's to have lunch with your accountant.
And he confirmed it.
The waiter said that you were gone from the table when the salad was served. And the stage doorman remembers you're coming back here.
Well, I'd forgotten my appointment book. That's why I came back.
Uh-huh.
Did you see Noreen Dixon when you came back?
No, but, well, I could hear her going over her lines in the orchestra pit. I knew better than to bother her.
What's that?
Well, Noreen had a tendency to, scream at people.
You didn't like her very much, did you?
Our relationship was a legend in show business. Everybody knew we loathed each other. Years ago, Noreen broke up my marriage. Well, that particular husband, I happen to love very much. A month after the divorce, Noreen dropped him. I think she did it deliberately.
Why?
Oh, Noreen loved making people miserable.
Miss Thackeray, we'll probably want to be talking to you again later, so you'll certainly let us know if you have to leave town.
Certainly. Certainly. Oh, well, I wasn't the only one who could have cheerfully killed Noreen. Almost everyone I know had something against her. Tom.
Not exactly Miss Congeniality, our Noreen.
Sometimes, Christine, when people are on top, other people get jealous.
Jealous? We've heard things about Noreen Dixon that makes Lady Macbeth look like Mary Poppins.
Maybe you shouldn't believe everything you hear, Christine. Thank you.
I played this part in college.
A saint. Interesting casting.
I was very good. The director was kind of a jerk, but I played all 10 performances. It was my last playing at acting, however.
I feel kind of funny going through her belongings, Christine.
She'll forgive you, Mary Beth, especially if we find out which one of her friends bumped her off. Come here, look at this. Look at this here.
My Life Upon the Wicked Stage by Noreen Dixon.
Her memoirs?
Oh,
What?
let me.
So where are they? Leave a message when you come in, please. Miss Dixon's secretary didn't answer, so I left a message on the writer's machine.
Well, they should all be at the memorial service tomorrow. If the writer and the secretary don't know about the missing memoirs, somebody else will.
Do you have any single friends, Mary Beth? It's not for me, it's for a friend. A male friend. I have to get a date for this guy I know.
Can you tell me anything about this man?
No.
Christine?
I think that my friend would prefer that I remain discreet.
They're asking me to blindly set this fellow up on a blind date?
You don't want to help me? You don't have to help me.
I would like to help you, Christine. You're not giving me much to go on here.
I've called everybody I know. Laura Carter's getting engaged. Nikki Levine just moved back in with her ex-husband, and Julia Barker gave up men for Lent. I'll tell you, women friends, they're a dying breed.
Sure, for somebody who spends their time only with men.
You missed a great musical, babe.
I was not in the mood for Nelson Eddy and Jeanette MacDonald.
You're not gonna wear that stuff to bed.
This is deep cleansing, Harvey. I can't get deep cleansing in 5 minutes.
Directions said overnight. About as long as your first marriage.
Mary Beth, I don't know what you want
The
from me.
truth would have been nice.
I told you the truth.
By accident, after 17 years, you think you know a person.
Babe, it never occurred to me to tell you.
Sure, I'm only the second wife.
Damn it, Mary Beth, that didn't mean anything. We were married less than a total of 24 hours.
And then it completely slipped your mind.
Okay. Okay, you want to know what it was? It was sex.
Not in front of the baby, Harvey.
That's what it was. We wanted to do it, but we'd have felt too guilty if we weren't married.
Is this supposed to be making me feel better?
Damn it, Mary Beth, we didn't get near her bed. The father caught us before we did anything more than kiss.
Poetic justice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming this afternoon.
Would you look at that man? Huh?
And I'm
20
certain
years, he hasn't aged one bit.
My heart of hearts, as dear Noreen used to say, that wherever she is touched and gladdened.
Everybody hated Noreen Dixon so much. How come there isn't an empty seat?
Give the people what they want, Mary Beth. They'll show up for it.
No one more than I know what the passing of our beloved Noreen really means. This sudden emptiness.
Makes you want to throw up, doesn't it? I told Chet I'd write him a eulogy, but no, he insisted on giving his own. Actors.
He could read the phone book. Still the sexiest man in the world.
Will you please?
So you said you wanted to know about Noreen's memoirs, hmm?
Celebrate her life.
Have you seen them?
Oh, no, Noreen wouldn't let anybody read them. She took them with her everywhere, though. Scared poor Chet to death.
And her greatest qualities always came out in the littlest ways. For instance...
Scared Mr. Gardner?
Well, for 20 years, she threatened to tell a secret to the world. Every time Noreen wanted to get Chet, she just hauled out those precious memoirs that supposedly told all.
Told all what?
You're kidding. I thought everybody in New York knew, even if they didn't in Peoria. Noreen and Chet were married in name only. He's as gay as the 1890s.
With regal grandeur, she stepped out of that limousine, and with a wave of her hand, she stopped that traffic cold. I thought, this is a true lady. Sergeant, there were times I could have annihilated Noreen. But I am an actor, and I don't do such things in real life any more than you do.
You and Miss Dixon went back a long ways, didn't you, Mr. Gardner? Your first picture together, Broadway Babies, 1950. Am I right?
Much as I hate to admit it, yes. Look, I'll tell you our whole sordid story over a pot of tea. Please make yourselves comfortable.
Oh, thank you.
Another fantasy down the tubes. Still, he has nice eyes, don't you think? Hey, Mary Beth, look at this. Come here.
Oh.
Come here.
This is another secret. I'm not so sure I want to know.
Remember when Chet Gardner said he didn't steal Noreen's memoirs?
Yes.
How do you think he's going to explain that?
My Life Upon the Wicked Stage by Noreen Dixon. That's kind of coincidental, isn't it, Christine? It's like something out of an Agatha Christie book.
Yeah, sweetheart. Be with you in a minute. Yes, honey. Hi.
Thank you. But what is all this? Where is everybody?
The boys are at my mother's. Alice is asleep. It's for you, babe.
Feeling pretty guilty, aren't you, Harvey?
Huh?
You went to a lot of trouble here.
I'm trying to make up, Mary Beth.
Is this what worked on your first wife?
For crying out loud, would you leave it alone? You've been mad longer than I was married.
Not the marriage, Harv. It's the deceit.
Okay, so I didn't tell you. But I could have kept a lot worse secrets from you, Mary Beth. I could have been an axe murderer. I could have been a slumlord. But no, I made a bigger mistake. I got married once for one day. And now I'm gonna have to be crucified for it the rest of my life.
Harvey?
Here, you eat the dinner. I'm going out.
Harvey, wait a minute.
You know, it could have been a lot worse, Mary Beth. I could have worked for the CIA.
Cagney,
Good morning, Lieutenant.
Tell me what's going on.
Beg your pardon?
My date. Have you found her yet?
Lieutenant, you know, if you'd just given me more notice, I...
Oh, yeah, I understand.
I tried.
Oh, yeah, sure. No, I understand. Thanks. Maybe I should talk to his Becky. The other day I overheard him raving about some female musician friend of his, Cheryl Carey.
Sherry Carey?
Yeah, you know her?
She's a stripper who plays the accordion, Lieutenant.
Wouldn't make the right impression.
What is this event you're supposed to go to, anyway?
Well, it's sort of a celebration, you know? My son, my kid, David, he's managed to put together enough money to buy into a restaurant.
Why don't you take Thelma?
Cagney, remember I told you about this woman that I wanted to take, but she had other plans? That was Thelma. She's going already with an airline pilot that she's been dating. Thin and tall, with a lot of hair.
Certainly not my type.
Didn't used to be Thelma's.
Lieutenant, I do know somebody who'd fit the bill.
Oh, yeah?
She's a workaholic.
I can relate to that.
She's fun.
I got nothing against fun once in a while.
Is it a problem if she works in the department?
Hell no. No. What precinct is she in?
14th.
Serious?
Every now and then.
That's just great. Cocktails start at 6 o'clock. And then a buffet dinner after that. I'll pick you up, okay?
Okay.
Cagney, you know, you don't have to do this.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, sir, and she had received the advance and everything was... But you never saw any of the actual manuscript ever. All right. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
What was that all about?
Noreen Dixon's publisher. He says Noreen Dixon never turned in any of her memoirs.
Maybe she was holding out till they were all finished.
Or maybe she never started. Lab findings on the ashes from the fireplace, negative for ink.
You mean the whole thing was blank?
Except for the title page. Somebody only wanted us to think they were the missing memoirs.
I didn't kill her. I swear I didn't.
Either way, we could take you in for obstruction.
You burned those memoirs.
Fake memoirs. Fake! She carried around blank pages and tantalized everyone with them for 20 years.
So you burned the blank pages and the title page, and you planted them in Chet Gardner's apartment.
Now look, Chet has to be the killer. I was sure that once you were onto him, Chet would confess.
Mr. Weber, if you had reason to believe that Chet Gardner was guilty, why didn't you come forward?
Because I didn't think you believed me. And I have written enough mysteries to know what it takes to convict someone, and I don't have that kind of proof. But I know how he did it. Noreen was rehearsing in the pit. She wouldn't hear Gardner sneak up on her. He knocks her out, and then he throws her over his shoulder, just like he did with LaFleur in Pirates Cove. And then he climbs up a ladder, and he walks across the catwalk, and then he throws her off.
Isn't Chet Gardner a little old for that, Mr.
Weber?
Chet Gardner's in very good shape.
Oh, that's very funny, Eric. I didn't know you did comedy.
I don't find murder very amusing.
Neither do I. But the idea of Chet Gardner climbing into the fly loft? You should look up from your typewriter more often.
What are you talking about?
Chet Gardner is afraid of heights.
What?
That isn't true. Trust me, stuntmen live off Chet Gardner. The man gets nosebleeds if he stands on a chair.
So much for that theory.
Maybe you should ask Eric why he's so anxious to prove Chet Gardner killed Noreen. It's a very interesting reason, don't you, Eric? Or maybe you should ask Iris Redfern.
You play your little games with someone else, Gerald Lee. I don't enjoy them.
You care to explain what you just said, Miss Thackeray?
What?
You haven't been very straight with us, neither one of you.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, my partner loves old movies, Miss Redfern. And she remembers that Noreen Dixon had played a character named Iris
Mayfield
around the time that you were born.
In All My Tomorrows with David Niven.
So we did some checking. And we found out that you, Iris Redfern, are Miss Dixon's niece.
Since when is nepotism a crime?
Nepotism is not, Mr. Weber, but fabrication of evidence is.
You went out of your way to set up Chet Gardner as Noreen Dixon's murderer. Why?
I told you I
I
thought...
know what you told us. What you didn't tell us is that you and Miss Redfern are rather involved. Mrs. Thackeray said that Noreen Dixon had forbidden the two of you to see each other. Mrs. Thackeray also told us that you were rather bitter about that. Working night and day for a prima donna aunt who wouldn't let you have a private life of your own?
Maybe bitter enough to kill for your freedom.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. Iris couldn't murder anyone.
Why should we believe you, Mr. Weber? You've already lied about Chet Gardner, setting him up to protect your girlfriend here.
I did not kill my aunt. She was mean and vain and impossible to work for, but she was also the only family I had left. I could never have hurt her. Eric lied to protect me because he knew I didn't have an alibi the afternoon she died. It was a mistake, that's all. Because he loves me. Haven't you ever been in love?
Well, I guess we can scratch them off.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you saw them, Christine. They're lovers, not murderers.
Oh, you're breaking my heart, Mary Beth. They were lying to protect one another.
Christine, do you really think that those two people murdered Noreen Dixon?
At this point, I think they all could have done it, and probably wanted to.
Cynic. You're a cynic, Christine.
My money's on the producer.
No way. It's got to be Chet Gardner. He's the only one man enough to carry her up to the catwalk.
He's afraid of heights, says Becky.
I think John Wayne's afraid of horses.
Well, maybe it was the playwright, the one who tried to frame him.
And he had a tasty thing going with a niece.
She probably inherits a fat piece of change if it's ruled a homicide.
Yeah, but don't forget the understudy. She tried to poison the old broad.
Where's Miss Marple when we need her?
Wait a minute. Maybe it is like Murder on the Orient Express. Maybe they all did it.
Colonel Mustard did it.
In the library.
It was a pipe press.
Cut it out. Oh, I would like to remind you people, this is a homicide here. It's not some game. A great star lost her life.
We know that, Mary Beth.
Good, because I couldn't tell. I mean, this may be a lot of fun for all of you, but it wasn't too terrific for Noreen Dixon. You want to play games? Go ahead. Count me out.
What's eating her?
She's a fan. Huh? Too bad there's no butler.
Are we going to work this out or what? How long are you going to continue acting like a teenager, Mary Beth?
Did you love Angela?
Yeah, as much as you could love somebody when you were 16 years old.
That's how old you were the first time. Was she the one?
Yeah, but that was much later. We were supposed to not see each other, so we sneaked off to my brother's place. Romeo and Juliet.
You don't have to tell me all the details, Harvey.
Honey, that was such a long time ago. What Angela and I felt for each other, that was puppy love. It was a warm-up for the real thing.
It wasn't a marriage, Harvey. It was the secrets. I felt like I didn't know you, like I've been with some stranger the whole time.
Honey, I swear I didn't mean to keep any secrets. I had almost forgotten.
I want us to be honest, Harvey. Not like the rest of the world.
I promise. I cross my heart.
So this Angela, was she pretty? We're being honest here, Harvey.
How honest?
Never mind.
Guess now who holds the death, I said. But there the silver answer rang. Not death, but love. I love thee with the love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. Ah! Great stuff.
Morning, Christine. What's going on? I read the play. Yeah, we both read the play. There was nothing in it.
I read Noreen Dixon's copy. It was very illuminating. Come with me. In the scripts we read, there was no mention of suicide.
Elizabeth Barrett Browning didn't commit suicide.
I knew it, but Noreen Dixon thought she should have. And in her version of the play, she tore out the last scene and rewrote a whole new one. The only thing missing is the last speech.
The suicide note.
Exactly. That's why she wasn't suicidal when she wrote it. These are just words her character was supposed to say. I told you actresses are weird.
You think the rest of them know about the note?
Theater's a small world.
So, what now? We can't even prove it's murder. Never mind who did it.
I want to look at the catwalk up there. See if forensics missed anything. Why don't you just look around down here?
Right.
Peter Pan.
Your voices come from the orchestra pit.
I'll explain it later, okay? Just get me down from here.
Sure, Chris. Hang on, okay?
This theater plays an acoustical trick. You all thought that Miss Dixon did her rehearsing in the orchestra pit during her lunch hour because it seemed as though her voice were coming from there. But in reality, she was on the catwalk every day. But it sounded as though her voice were coming from the pit.
On the day she died, Noreen Dixon was up there, as usual.
She was rehearsing a very emotional scene. The scene she was hoping Mr. Weber might put in his play.
Which you were all aware of.
Unfortunately, Miss Dixon got a little carried away with what she was doing, and she leaned her weight against a faulty gate in the railing. The gate swung open. And she fell.
So it wasn't murder.
It was an accident.
It was death by overacting.
God, I am so tired.
That was very crazy up there, Christine.
Yeah. Chet Gardner would have had his stuntman do it.
Go home, get some rest.
That's what I'm gonna do. A hot bath, stiff drink, and 12 hours of uninterrupted deep sleep. What are you gonna do?
Oh, Harvey's trying to get me to go to the movies. I don't know if I ever want to go to the movies again.
Night, Chris.
Night.
Oh, Lieutenant, you look like $1 million.
Thank you.
Have a lovely time, sir.
Thank you, Lacey.
Good night.
Good night. Evening, Cagney.
Lieutenant, hi. You look great.
It's a rental. Nice, huh? To know there's other guys around exactly my size.
Yeah, I was just on my way home to get
Cagney.
dressed. All I need is 45 minutes
Cagney,
tops.
please, listen.
Well, you said, what, cocktails aren't until 6 o'clock, right?
Cagney, I hope you understand, but I changed my mind. I thought, it would be better if I would hack this on my own.
No, you're just saying that because I look tired. You give me a couple cups of coffee and I'll dance all night.
I thought I told you, though, that dragging somebody else to this doesn't make any sense. What, I should impress Thelma? Thelma's going to be impressed tonight by our son.
You sure?
Yeah. Now, why don't you get out of here, huh? Go on home, get some sleep.
All right, I will. I was just going to sign this DD-5 that you were waiting for.
Good.
Have a good time, Lieutenant.
Oh, thanks. I intend to.
Great.
You're not mad I made you see her again?
No, sweetheart. I don't know how many times I've seen that picture, not including reruns on TV. And every time my heart breaks.
As long as you had a good time, babe.
Why is that?
What?
That I know all these terrible things about Noreen Dixon, and I see her up on the screen, it doesn't matter. Everything else goes away.
Well, it's magic, babe. All the great ones got it. It's why we keep going back.
Magic.
Yep, and romance. In fact, I've been thinking about that all day long.
Lacey! Mrs. Lacey!
Oh, honey.
Madame? Perfect timing, Jimmy. Magic and romance. Once around a park, Jimmy.
What do you want me to say? Did I like it that you went out with him?
Taking any notes here. Something is wrong with Christine. I got a scotch in my hand. I'll be damned if I'll apologize to you or anybody for that. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
You want to be treated like a sergeant, then you act like a sergeant.
I hated it. Hate that feeling. So what did old Tiffany do, run off with the quarterback?
We don't know. Bobby Jr.'s not talking. To say the truth, he's not doing much of anything.
He'll get over her.
For 6 months, all I wanted him to do was stuff a sock in it. Now I want him to talk, he's not talking.
Hey, he got dumped, Mary Beth. So today it's the end of the world. By next week, his hungry little hormones won't even remember her name.
He's so hurt.
Trust me on this one. Huh? I know what I'm talking about here. A little rejection is good for the soul. Time heals all wounds. A rolling teenager gathers no moss. Mr. Potter seemed very happy to see you again. Nice shooting, Mary Beth.
The man in the elevator today.
Gorgeous, terrific sense of humor, and perfect teeth. I didn't notice him.
Are you accepting his invitation?
For what, dinner sometime? Don't hold your breath.
Why would he ask for your number?
He was being polite, Mary Beth.
As I remember it, you thought he was very interesting.
Scarf looks great, Josie. I sat next to him at a French film festival. After 3 nights of heavy breathing, he looked interesting.
I will never understand why you go to those things.
Logic's got nothing to do with it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Potter already had a message waiting
Mary
on your
Beth.
machine. All right, okay. You're right. He probably won't call. You're not really dating anyhow, right?
Right.
Except for David?
David and I are seeing each other strictly as friends.
Right.
You're just not going to let go of this one, are you?
Did I say anything?
Fine. Just to make you happy, I'll check my messages.
Hey, you two taking a day off or what? DA's riding my butt looking for your Murphy deposition.
And you said he wouldn't miss us.
We shot it over to him yesterday.
Yeah, well, he never got it. Oh, this just came in. He said he wanted to look see.
Thank you, Sergeant. And how is Mr. Potter?
I'll be sure and ask. What's that?
It's a computer heist in a 2-1.
Does it look like our perps?
It's worth checking out. Maybe we'll get lucky. Speaking of which, have a nice evening.
Yes, tell Harvard Jr. to keep his chin up. There are lots of fish in the sea. And girls. Hello? Is Brad Potter, please?
It's lucky the ref didn't toss him out.
Are you kidding? The team gave him the game ball, autograph.
Your old man sounds like he was a hell of a guy.
Yeah, I thought he was. Pop sure loves the Knicks.
My father still thinks the Knicks are something you play tennis in. You know, it just so happens that I have 2 tickets for Friday's game.
Against Boston?
Courtside.
How are you with the refs?
Oh, I'm merciless.
Good. You got a date. Taxi?
Chris, that's okay. I'll take you home. My car's just around the corner.
Come on. Tony's away for the week.
I'm impressed. Neighbors who actually look out for each other.
Don't tell me you're some New York cynic.
No way. I love the city. Yeah?
Thank you. I had a nice time, Brad.
Is there any chance that I might charm my way in for a drink?
Not tonight, I'm sorry. I just like to take this kind of slow.
Slow it is.
Thanks.
Till Friday.
Okay, Friday.
Night, Chris.
Night.
Night.
It's mine. Bye.
He's awake in there, Harvey.
Come to bed, sweetheart.
His light is on.
I guess he's awake then. It's hard to sleep with the light on.
Harv, I think we have to try and talk with him again.
Enjoy the quiet while it lasts, babe. Mary Beth, I have talked to his door until I am blue in the face. He'll come to us when he's ready.
What if he doesn't?
Then maybe you'll float away.
That's good, Harvey. Our son is lying there with a broken heart, listening to music about suicide, and you're making jokes. That's good. Dead and gone, Harvey. What kind of a name is that? I hate that music, Harv.
Everybody's got to handle it their own way, Mary Beth. Me, I bought hair dye.
Hair dye.
Sure. Jenny Langostini wouldn't go to the prom unless I had a mustache.
You dyed your upper lip.
No. I already had a mustache. You just couldn't see it unless the light was right.
So did this Langostini. Did she decide to go with you?
No, I was allergic to the dye, so my lip had swelled up big for a week, and I had to wear a Band-Aid.
Well, she didn't know what she was missing.
Do you like my mustache?
I love all your hair. Hello? Yes, Chris. Oh, that's okay. What's wrong? Are you all right? Now? Okay. I'm on my way. I'll be there, Chris.
What is it? Where you going?
Something is wrong with Christine.
Can't it wait till the morning?
I have to go, Harv. Chris.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, Mary Beth. Chris, I was just making some coffee here. You want some coffee? It's a new blend I got in that little shop over on 8th. It's a Jamaican blend.
What happened? Don't. What happened, Chris? Are you hurt? Did somebody hurt you?
I'm sorry I can't offer you a drink. The Cagney cupboard's a little bare right now. He said his car battery died. Oh. He was so strong. My arms. I'm a strong woman. You know that, don't you? But he held my wrists and I couldn't move my arms.
Who, Chris? Did somebody break in here?
Brad needed to use the telephone.
Brad. Brad Potter?
Yeah. His car wouldn't start, so he had to make a phone call. And he raped me.
What?
He raped me.
Just one more swab for the slide. Relax now, please. Relax. Drop your knees a little, okay? That's fine. You're doing fine. Okay, Miss Cagney, another quick look around, make sure everything's all clear. Please, open a little. Thank you. Relax. Relax, Miss Cagney. Is there any pain here?
No.
Everything looks pretty good? Doesn't appear to be any internal injuries.
Great.
Let me take the speculum out. Relax, relax. That's good. I want to do a pubic combing for evidence, and then we'll be finished. I know this is tough. Just hang with me. Can you raise up a little, please? That's okay. That's good. Now down. I need a little more room. Thank you. Let's relax, please, Miss Candy. We're almost done. Remember, the rape counselor wants to see you before you leave. I'll check back and we can discuss the test for VD, AIDS. We'll need to keep your clothes. Did you bring a change?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you have any other clothing?
Yes, my friend.
Good. You can get up now. Looks like you're going to be just fine. I'm sorry this had to happen, Miss Cagney.
Christine. The detectives from Sex Crimes are here.
Thanks.
They're both men, Chris.
Look at the drawer.
Well, you could request a woman if that would be better for you.
No, I don't want anything with some extra special treatment. Only makes it worse. Oh, boy. The DA's gonna love this one. The department, too. What am I doing here, Mary Beth?
You're taking care of yourself.
No scratches and no bruises. Hell, the doctor said I'm gonna be just fine.
You don't have to have bruises.
Well, a couple of sore wrists and a little semen don't add up to much.
You were raped, Christine.
He said he was gonna kill me, Mary Beth. He grabbed me and he shoved me against the wall. First, I didn't even know what was happening. He had this look on his face so that... in the eyes, you know, it was this hate. I'm gonna kill you, bitch, if you don't do everything I tell you to. That's what he said. And he put his mouth on. And he whispered that he'd have fun watching me die. So I let him drag me to the bed. And I let him do whatever he wanted.
You did what you had to.
So what do you think, Detective? You got a solid case here? How many date rapes have we seen ever get past prelim?
Things are changing all the time.
How many, Mary Beth?
You're a credible witness. This is different. You're a cop.
Right.
You did the right thing, Chris. You're not gonna let this bastard get away with it.
I got news for you, partner. He already did. 6'2", 6'3", between 170 and 190 pounds. He was fair-complected, had brown hair and a mustache. His eyes were dark. I believe they were brown.
Sergeant.
And I don't know any more distinguishing marks to give you it now.
Sergeant Cagney.
Yes.
I think we've got the general idea.
What Detective Mahoney means is we already have enough to get an address.
Just want to be sure.
And we'll pick him up, and then you can come on down and make a positive. I'm sorry, I know this is difficult.
Let's just get on with it, please.
You said there was penetration.
I beg your pardon?
You said there was penetration.
Yes.
Did he sodomize you?
No.
Did he force you into oral corporate?
No.
Did he display any weapon?
I told you that he threatened me.
You said he would have fun watching you die.
That is correct.
That was the threat.
Well, what do you think? That was one of them.
But he never showed a gun or knife, no weapon.
He didn't have to.
Have you had sex with any other men in the last 72 hours?
No.
Well, when was the last time you had sexual relations with this man?
I never had sex with this man. Are you taking any notes here?
I'm just trying to get your story straight.
I think she's giving it straight.
Only I'm still confused. The sergeant said she let him kiss her. Was there anything leading or suggestive in this kiss?
Thanks.
Feeling any better? I couldn't find your sheets. Where are they? I'll make up your bed.
No, I'll get it later.
Harvey would like this coffee. I really ought to buy those fresh beans more often because we still have that grinder that you gave us 2 Christmases ago. I'm taking reports 19 years. I'm talking to women. How come I don't know what to say now? Chris, I would do anything to make it so this never happened.
Mary Beth, really, I'm all right. I just need to get a little sleep, that's all.
I wish you'd come back to Queens. Stay the rest of the night.
I just can't talk about it anymore right now. And you should get home to Harvey.
Harv could take care of himself right now.
Well, so can I.
Oh, gee, Chris. Invite me over. I could sleep on the couch.
Mary Beth, listen to me. I know you're trying to help me, but this is my home. I have to learn to be safe here by myself.
Okay.
And I don't want to catch you pulling guard duty at my front door. Mary Beth?
Okay, Sarge.
And I appreciate everything you did.
I haven't done anything.
Yeah, you did.
Whatever you need, call me. Whatever time, I don't care.
Promise. dangerous stores. No. The 1-6 had a different MO. Well, I thought if there was a match, that is what I'm trying to find out. Well, it's been a joy getting your cooperation, too. Hello? What can I do for you?
I just wanted to say, you know what kind of cop I think you are.
Ever in my thoughts.
I think you're one of the best. And well, if there's something I could...
What is the point, Victor?
Well, I don't care what anybody says. In my book, you're still at the top.
Morning, Christine.
Mary Beth?
Don't forget what I said.
What Victor want?
Nothing.
You didn't have to come in here today.
Yeah, I did.
I went by sex crimes. Mahoney and Cummins won't be dragging their feet on this one.
Cagney, to my office, please. Sit down, Cagney.
I'll stand, thanks.
How you doing?
Fine, Lieutenant.
No, I mean, how you feeling? I just got to 49 now. Okay. I think I know what you're trying to prove.
I'm not trying to prove anything. I reported a crime.
Wait, hold it a minute. That's what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, what the hell are you even doing here? A woman has a thing like this happen to her, she should take some time off.
I would rather be working. We have a lead on the computer heist, and I'd like to...
Lacey will handle the case.
Look, Lieutenant, just don't do this to me, all right? It's gonna be hard enough with those people out there thinking I can't hack it. I don't need you pulling the plug on me.
Cagney, please.
I want to work.
See a counselor yet?
In the hospital. And, I'm supposed to go to a support group later today.
All right, Cagney. Okay. But I want you to listen to me, and I want you to listen good. I don't want you within 10 miles of that scum. If I hear one word...
I'm not a vigilante, Lieutenant.
You're my second whip. You let sex crimes handle this.
Fine.
Understood?
Yes.
They pick him up yet?
No.
I'm sorry as hell about this, Cagney.
Will that be all, Lieutenant?
I guess you couldn't get to a gun, huh?
It was in my dresser, where I always keep it. Samuel said, guess you couldn't get to your gun, huh? Like I was supposed to jump up and just shove it between his legs and pull the trigger on that bastard. When he climbed off of me, I couldn't move. So I just let him walk right out the door.
You were in shock, Chris.
What do I want to get started in all this for, Mary Beth? I know all about sex crimes.
Did the lieutenant put you on leave?
He said I could work as long as I didn't work on this case.
He say anything about your partner sticking her nose in? Sex crimes already staked out his apartment and his office. He hasn't shown up either place.
What about his clients? I mean, a broker's always in touch, aren't they?
No clients. He's the president of the firm.
It's terrific.
I met that bastard, Harvey. Seemed like a nice man to me. I didn't sense anything. I told her call him back. That music is gonna drive me insane! He cannot hide up there in that room forever, Harv.
Wasn't that long ago you wish you could lock him up?
When? When did I ever want that?
First day of kindergarten. That day the neighborhood bully wanted to knock his block off. when he wanted to ride the subway alone. You were so scared.
Yeah, you weren't?
Harvey, promise me that to finish this job, okay, tomorrow, because I don't want these brushes sticking up my food all week. I miss our son, Harvey. He used to come to us. He used to let us help him.
I miss him too, Mary Beth.
And I kept going over and over in my mind. That there must have been something, you know. There just had to be something. I don't know what I missed. Just don't believe it. This isn't supposed to happen to me. Happens to other women. Like, Sarah, there was this woman I knew named Sarah. She was a cop, and she got raped. And I said to her once that I understood what she'd gone through. I guess it was just so easy to say.
Why didn't you call me?
I needed some time. What are you doing?
You shouldn't be staying here.
Wait a minute.
You stay with me for a while.
No, David.
Then I should stay here with you.
David, no. I can handle this myself, please.
You can't even sleep in your own bed.
Dave. We had dinner together. It was a date.
There's no need to explain.
I let him see me home.
It doesn't matter.
David, don't do this. Please don't act like this. I kissed him. Well, damn it, say it. Say something.
What do you want me to say? Did I like it that you go out with him? Liz, I'm sorry.
No, don't touch me, all right? Get away from me.
All I care about is you, Chris. Thank God you're not hurt.
I was raped. I am hurt.
This must be a nightmare for you. I really want to stay here with you if it would help.
No. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been many years since my last confession.
How long has it been?
I guess 17, maybe 18 years, Father.
What's troubling you?
I'm not sure, Father.
Don't be afraid.
I think I'm ashamed.
Ashamed of what?
I don't know, Father. I feel dirty.
What are you ashamed of, my child?
I was raped, Father.
Do you feel responsible?
Joe, please. Thank you. Hello, Joe. It's Christine. I'm in trouble. I got a scotch in my hand. No, not yet. Well, then I need to talk. You can't do that.
It's already done, Cagney. You concentrate on your other cases.
With due respect, sir, we're finally putting together a profile that could lead us to an identification.
Doesn't matter. It's too late.
Too late according to whom?
These computer hits are catching the attention of the brass. And Nelman thinks...
Nelman?
Inspector Nelman thinks that you may be a little...
Little what?
Preoccupied, and he feels a fresh perspective on this.
Get off it, Lieutenant. This is all a bunch of bull.
You want to be treated like a sergeant, Cagney? Then you act like a sergeant. Look, I know that the two of you could have made this collar. You're doing such good, solid work. But that's not the point.
Exactly what is the point, sir?
Orders are orders. And that's the way it is. Turn over your casework to Miss Becky and Jordan. Place you hold it a second.
Sir?
How's she holding up?
You want my truthful opinion, sir?
Well, what is this? I'm asking you, aren't I?
I think under the circumstances, Sergeant Cagney is doing remarkably well. No thanks to the department, sir.
I go on, get out of here.
Yes, sir.
The ones, including the serial numbers and the stolen merchandise, forensics reports, and last but certainly not least, the 5s to the 2-1. It's grand larceny victims, so don't screw it up.
I didn't ask for this, Cagney. I swear to you, he just dropped it on our laps. What'd you want me to do?
I can find everything in order.
Look, you and Lacey did all the legwork. Why don't you just take
Back
the...
off, Victor, please.
I said you could take the assist.
Get away from me.
Listen, just take the assist.
Leave me alone.
Oh. Cagney, wait. You can share a collar.
I want your pity.
Nobody blames you.
Let's get something straight, Victor. I was raped. I did not ask to be raped. I did not enjoy being raped. I was raped. That is sex against my will. My will. Or maybe the word that's bothering you is submission. Well, for those of you who haven't caught the rumors yet, I did submit. Because I wanted to stay alive. And I thought he would kill me. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna apologize to you or anybody else for that. So if there's any problem or if you think I can't handle it out on the streets, I want you to say it right now. To my face. lies, you know, all that stuff about us being in control. It's just crap. Why do they say that to us? So stupid. I couldn't stop Charlie from dying. I can't stop myself from wanting to have another drink. I can't. Hell, I don't even have control over my own body. I mean, any bastard could just walk in and have his poison. Damn it, it is my body. He had no right. I was so frightened when he was on top of me, holding me down. It was like panicking on me, and I was so scared.
There's nothing wrong with feeling scared, Christine.
I hated it. I hate that feeling. Oh, gosh. I hate the way I'm feeling now, too. Oh. The new me, Mary Beth. Huh? What do you think? 3 years old?
That's funny how that works. You feel like a little girl. What I see is a woman of great courage. This was never your fault, Christine.
Sergeant Cag, sorry.
Yes?
They picked up your man and they're taking him to the 8th. The DA wants to meet you there.
Thank you, Detective.
You want some company?
Sure.
Call that a fashion statement.
Yeah, let's do it.
His attorney advised him against it, but he waived his right to a lineup, says he just wants to talk to you.
I'll bet he does.
I picked him up this morning coming into his office. Claims he took a day off to visit his parents.
Nice touch.
You don't buy that alibi about being with his family.
There's nothing to buy, Sergeant. He doesn't deny having sex with you.
I'll be right here.
Chris, it's about time.
Has your client been advised that this meeting is being recorded?
He has been so advised. They picked me up for rape.
That is the complaint.
Come on, Chris, rape. Tell him, will you? This isn't a very funny joke.
It isn't meant to be funny.
Oh, my God. You are serious. I've heard of this kind of thing happening.
I think it's wisest for Mr. Paxton and myself to meet privately for a few moments.
No. I want to know what the hell is going on here. If this is some sort of private vendetta, it's a little extreme, don't you think?
Look, I'm sure we're all agreed that this could turn into a very ugly situation.
So is rape, Mr. Nettles.
Yes, well, my client says you consented.
Well, your client is a liar.
Sergeant.
You more than consented, lady. When you started unbuttoning my shirt and coming on to me, there wasn't a whole lot of room for interpretation.
All right, let's all settle down here, shall we? Now, I'm sure I don't need to tell the good sergeant what she needs for an indictment. But let's just assume she had enough. This is the kind of story the press just loves to exploit. And then there's the lengthy trial. All your time and efforts, not to mention the unfortunate embarrassment. And for what? The best you can hope for is sexual misconduct.
A walk with a fine and probation?
We might be willing to settle for that.
Oh, I'm sure you would.
Sergeant Cagney.
Yes, go ahead, Counselor. Take your time. You two
Talk about it.
I'm not copping a plea.
This guy is Mr. Clean, Cagney. No record. Even if we get a rape conviction, he'll probably walk with a suspended sentence.
You don't know that.
This way, we're guaranteed a conviction.
A misdemeanor?
And we avoid a lot of nasty press.
Not to mention helping a certain DA with his conviction record.
I'm gonna let that slide, Sergeant.
That man raped me. Unless we go after him for what he did, right or wrong, all this crap is just worth nothing.
Acquaintance rape. Do you have any idea what we're up against?
I'll tell you what you're up against. The alleged attack occurred 2 days ago. Take a close look. Do you see any sign of a struggle?
There might be a few scratches on my back, but I can assure you they didn't get there from her fighting me
You
off.
son of a bitch.
Sergeant.
I don't care what the papers say. I don't care if it takes all year. I don't give a damn if I have to sit in that courtroom every day till hell freezes over. I'm coming after you, mister, and I'm going to do everything in my power to put you away.
What did I tell you? Cool 1 minute. Hot the next.
I understand in prison they have a little different interpretation of consent.
It's just like I said in my statement. She got even worse after a few drinks. You know how sloppy drunks can get, always taking off their clothes. You probably don't remember.
I remember every single thing. It's time to charge Mr. Potter with rape.
How'd it go?
I love it when they tie the noose around their own neck.
Would you mind telling me what the noose is?
Sure. There's a little blood test that the hospital runs for trauma victims. Looking for drugs or alcohol.
So?
I don't drink. Not at all.
I'm a believer, Sergeant. I'll get your hospital records.
This sounds like the lady won the first round.
Want to join me for the second?
What do you got in mind?
Go downtown, see Nelman.
I like a woman with a mission.
I want our damn case back.
I want the feds notified.
This is not the first time this kind of glitch has happened.
I hardly never steal anything small, but this is outrageous.
Women are moving up in the world. 10 years ago, this could only have been done by a man.
Us bankers, thick skins.
We're talking a possible mafia bank here. A major coup over the feds and the organized crime strike force.
This woman stole $100 million.
She's stonewalling us, Lieutenant.
This is no longer your business, ladies.
Put it down! Step back!
Now, mister, now! Put it down!
The standard colors are blue walls and white ceiling. It's departmental rules.
Let me understand something here. You want to go by the book?
Why don't we just have building maintenance do the painting?
Oh, sure. They'll say sure and schedule us for August 2001.
Fine. But I don't care how much paint you and Harvey have left over. I'm not wasting a weekend turning this place peachy pink.
Sergeant.
Yeah?
You have a gentleman caller. He says it's personal.
Excuse me.
Oh, Sarge, I gotta talk
Give
to
a
you.
person a break, huh?
Well, Mr. Plotnick, what a pleasant surprise. Mr. Plotnick, this is my partner, Detective Lacey.
Hello.
Mary Beth, this is Mr. Plotnick from the West End National Bank. My favorite teller. Mr. Plotnick watches a lot of TV, Lieutenant, and he used a pencil to pick it up in case of fingerprints.
All this belongs to your supervisor, or Miss Dowling?
Right.
But you never called the bank examiners, is that correct?
I didn't what?
Call the bank examiners. How's that?
No.
He said no.
But isn't that normal procedure? Mr. Plotnick.
Yes. It's just that, well, Miss Cagney and I have been friends a long time. She visits me every Friday at the bank, always waits for my window. And I just thought that...
Just to be straight on the rules of evidence, Lieutenant, Mr. Plotnick mistook this attaché case for his own and opened it before he realized his mistake.
Miss Dowling's desk is the first one on the right.
We have several ways.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you by week's end. Okay. Bye-bye.
Miss Dowling, I'm Sergeant Cagney. It's Detective Lacey.
What can I do for you, officers?
We have what you might call a lost and found situation here, ma'am.
Lost and found. I believe our Miss Joyce takes care of that.
Well, we understand that this is yours. If you can describe what's inside, then you can claim it.
I'm afraid I haven't the faintest idea.
Perhaps we should talk then with the bank president?
Oh, Mr. Wright's on vacation.
Then where's the vice president?
You're looking at her.
Miss Dowling, have you noticed any discrepancies in the bank's books recently?
Funny you should mention that. Last month's federal bank examination came up $26.45 short. Have you found it?
She's stonewalling us, Lieutenant.
But her story on the federal bank examination checks out, sir.
Doesn't mean she couldn't have done it 5 minutes after they left.
What about Plotnick? Is he a suspect? Well, if Dowling is all you got, where is she?
Under surveillance, sir. We would like permission to go round the clock.
By tomorrow, we should have print verification on the attaché case and the $100,000 inside it, so we can move on it.
I want the feds notified on this.
Done, Lieutenant. They should be in the bank before it closes tomorrow.
Warrants?
Applied for, sir.
Well, okay, you know what you're doing. Get the hell out of here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Lieutenant? Not a bad day, partner.
Oh, Sergeant, you're so easy. A 6-figure felony with a quickie wrap-up. You're in heaven.
Ray Harvey called. Said don't forget to bring the number 15 sunblock.
Thank you, Sergeant. It's Harvey's Contractors Convention in Florida. This is the week, Christine.
Hence the personal days. Am I a detective or am I a detective?
Swaying palm trees. Tropical breezes. Walking hand in hand on a deserted beach.
Oh.
You and me. Laying out on a double float in the pool.
Oh, baby.
Sipping on killer rum drinks with little umbrellas. Oh.
And all because you're married to the newest member of the Flushing Contractors
Association. Oh, Harvey, no more emptying potties or unmade beds. It's all room service now, Mr. Lacey.
Oh, you bet, babe. Hey, the FCA and the convention are only two of the perks. There's all kinds of activities for the wives.
Spouses, honey.
That's what I said.
Sweetheart, all contractors are not necessarily men.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
Look, Dowling, we know you sold your condo. We know you applied for a visa to Nepal. We have your fingerprints on the attaché case and on the money inside.
Give Miss Dowling, because in a few minutes the feds are going to have a lot of questions. And believe me, it's easier dealing with us.
How long you been doing this? Who else is involved?
Excuse me.
What?
Which one of you is Sergeant Cagney?
Yo.
Agent Morton, FBI, Chief Bank Examiner, and my superiors are on their way. There's a substantial sum of money missing here, and I must ask you to cease and desist in your interrogation.
At ease, Morton. This is our perpetrator. We have her, and we have the money with the prints on it.
You've got the $100 million?
The what? Jeez Louise. Miss Dowling is ours, and we're taking her in.
I think you'll find you're on federal territory here. My colleagues from the Bureau are on their way. They're just waiting for a warrant.
You mean one of these here? You can tell your pals that Miss Dowling has a new address, and it's the 14th precinct. Detective?
Was it some man, Miss Dowling? Did you steal the money for a man? Because we know how it is when someone you love has a drug problem.
Isn't this better left until my attorney arrives? There is no man, Detective. I took Mom's advice. Get a good education and don't depend on some man to support you.
What do you say we talk about the money, Miss Dowling?
All the heterosexual men my age are either married or sleeping under bridges.
Miss Dowling, can it? Where's the rest of the money?
On my back or hanging in my closet.
You don't expect us to believe that you spent $100 million on clothing.
Get real. I stole what you've got in that valise, plus maybe another 12,000.
Well, that accounts for about 1/10 of 1% of what is missing. Right now, you're all we've got. So unless you want to find out about a lot of other stuff your mother forgot to tell you, you better let us in on what's going on.
You think it's tough to find an eligible male in Manhattan? Well, your address is the Federal Penitentiary for Women.
Excuse me, Detective. Detectives, I'm Kate Ferber, Miss Dowling's attorney.
Hello, Kate.
The assistant district attorney will be here any minute.
Look, I'm not stupid. I know what you've got on me and what you don't. I stole a finite
Barbara.
amount of money, for which I'm willing to make amends. As to the rest of it, I've got some ideas. But I want to see some networking here. I want to know we can strike some kind of accommodation, woman to woman.
I love it. An equal opportunity felon. Betty Friedan, what have you wrought?
Women are moving up in the world. 10 years ago, this could only have been done by a man.
That's not what I call progress, Mr. Felber.
You run this by Samuels. I'll get on the horn to my boss.
Sure. Lieutenant's gonna hate this.
I know. I'm sure it's a good deal, Thelma. I know. But I want David to have it, but $5,000 is all I can afford to give him. Oh, come on, Thelma. I am not negotiating with my own son. No, that's not true. That's it. That's all I got. I can't give him any more. Thelma, I'm in the civil service. What do you want from me, Thelma? You know, you should thank God, Lacey, that your kid is in the Marine Corps. I'll tell you that, because, you know, he'll at least have the GI Bill going for him when he wants to buy a co-op.
Oh, sad to say, so the benefits are not as
Lieutenant.
advertised.
Oh, come on, I told you, Cagney. Blue and white, those are the official colors, and there are no exceptions.
It's about the bank case, Lieutenant, not the bathroom.
What bank case? What are you talking about?
The West End National? The $100 million stolen?
You know, this Dowling, she probably stole the money because she needs it to help her kid buy a co-op.
She's small potatoes, Lieutenant. And she's willing to give us the whole scam, but in order to get it, we have to make a deal.
What kind of a deal?
Immunity from prosecution?
What?
No, not total immunity, sir. She will make full restitution to the bank and be on probation while undergoing therapy.
Therapy? This woman stole $100 million.
She only admits to 112,000, sir.
Huh. Yeah, come on in.
She's a small-time amateur, Lieutenant, but she can help us. We're talking a possible mafia bank here. A major coup over the feds and organized crime strike force.
Not to mention a major feather in your cap, huh, Cagney? You believe this, Steve?
Well, if her story doesn't pan out, the deal is off. Besides, if we don't move on this right now, the feds will snatch her away.
Therapy, huh? All right, but I want this completely and correctly written up in the fives, okay?
Right, Lieutenant.
Therapy.
Say thank you for the career maker, Feldberg.
When I'm mayor, I'll send you roses.
Right.
Sergeant, for you.
Thanks, Basil.
Anytime, Sarge. Have fun.
What is it, Sergeant? Listen to this. The vacationing Mr. Wright, president of West End National, is the son-in-law of Mafia biggie Louis DeToyo. who just prior to being deported set his son-in-law up in the currency trade.
Bingo, it is a mafia thing.
Then you're always telling me he's not too bright.
This is not the first time this kind of glitch has happened.
Glitch. $100 million.
In the business, we call it flight capital.
Or laundered money.
Flight capital, a function of multinational banking. It means electronic flight from one account at one bank to another account at another bank. Blip, blip, that's it.
Blip, blip.
Nobody moves cash anymore. How do you think Marcos or Trujillo or the Shah of Iran got billions out of their countries? In suitcases?
That's how you were taking it.
Only because I dream small. Every time one of those electronic glitches hit...
Wait, back up a minute. What is a glitch?
It's like an electronic open cash drawer. A window. Big sums of money would miraculously disappear from the computer, and hours later they'd come back. Now, before that happened, I'd tack on an extra 100 or so, and that would come back too.
A little bit here, a little bit there. Before you know it, the pin money adds up to $112,000. Careful, Josie, cancer.
The money never came back, and neither did the bank president. So we'll toss his apartment and find out where he's vacationing.
Chris?
What?
$1 million theft, I understand. 5 million, 10 million even. $100 million, Christine. How would you ever hope to get away with it? How would you hide it?
Depends. If you're Melda Marcos, you turn it into shoes.
Chris, $100 million.
I know I shouldn't be doing this, you not having to warn it all. But my cousin Ernie was on the force for 20 years, and he used to tell me the hassles you all have to go through. So I'm sympathetic, if you get my drift.
Well, we can't tell you how much we appreciate this.
Well, there we are, the domicile of Mr. and Mrs. Robert Wright. I really shouldn't be doing this. You know, Well, I don't know. I mean, Ernie would tell me about the hassles, but a search warrant is one of our constitutional guarantees.
Well, here's another picture of Alexander Hamilton for your collection. Now, no one can question your patriotism.
You shopping for an apartment? This is no longer your business, ladies. Besides, we both missed it.
I do not enjoy laying out a double sawbuck only to be told by some federal suit to get out of his face and out of his case. His case. Can you believe it?
Christine, it's over. We cannot hope to compete with the federal government over who beats who in the race to find Mr. Wright.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Face it, that $20 wipes out our slush fund for a month. Plus, I am on my way to pina coladas and steamy nights in the parrot jungle. Sir?
How's your thief? Happy with a therapist?
Well, sir, it's a lot like a stolen credit card scam, sir. The trick is to charge like crazy before the card registers stolen using a computer window or glitch. On a much larger scale, of course, sir, and the whole thing has to do with multinational corporations and international currencies.
Okay. All right? Just write it up when it's complete.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, Inspector Marquette would like to see the both of you on a double.
Fine. We'll head downtown right away, Lieutenant.
No, don't. He's at some task force headquarters, apparently very hush-hush. Here's where it is. Don't keep him waiting.
No, sir.
Yes.
All right, you two, I want to talk.
At least a couple of blocks up.
detectives. Come on in. You know Agent Morton. And this is Assistant U.S. Attorney Whistler.
We are conducting a joint NYPD federal task force.
You familiar with West End National?
Absolutely, sir.
It's our case.
This happens to be a cooperative operation.
We're going to want depositions from you two, but you should know the key to this case is the bank's president, Robert Wright.
A very wrong guy.
Humor in the workplace. How unique.
We've been looking for him everywhere. Now, this morning, he telephoned us. Said he's willing to testify before a federal grand jury.
But he won't come in without an escort.
You get him down here.
Thank you, Inspector. Where is he, sir?
Upstate, town called Renfrew. His wife is already in protective custody.
I don't know if I like this idea.
I do. Well, it's supposed to be a joint task force, and it is our case.
Morton, don't try and squeeze out the NYPD.
Robert Wright's wife is Carla DeToya.
The daughter of the old gangster, sir.
Correct. He's been in the family bank for more than 20 years. It has interesting relationships with foreign banks. If Wright tells us what he knows, lights will go on in government buildings all over the world. We want to keep this guy cooperative. So, treat him with kid gloves.
When you get to the George Washington Bridge, give me a call. You'll be told where to deliver Wright.
Fine.
Any questions?
Bring him in. Seems simple enough.
And don't worry about Samuels. I'll clear everything for you.
Oh, my Lord, Chris, what am I going to do about Florida?
What's the big deal? We'll drop off our package. You catch the first flight out tomorrow morning.
You mean fly down alone?
I'll tell you what, while you're winking at the towel boys, I'll have the ladies from paint it, okay?
You're going to paint it?
I didn't say that.
We haven't even agreed on a color, Christine.
How about high-tech white?
Oh, white shows all the dirt. What do you want it to look like, a subway station? Soft colors are more relaxing. Everybody knows that.
Nah. Pastels are so Miami.
Oh, Harvey's gonna kill me.
Can't you call your inspector and tell him to take a rain check?
Sweetheart, there'll be parties all weekend.
Tonight's the welcoming luau.
Honey, listen, I want you to go on ahead to Florida without me, and I'll, sweetheart, I'll call you tonight in Miami, and we could talk about it on the phone.
I don't think I should go without you, Mary Beth. We planned this trip together.
He went. I cannot believe it. Just like that, Miami bound.
You told him he should go without you.
You always say it's all right for them to go, Christine. They're not supposed to go.
We could have saved an hour if they'd let us use the thruway. Too many spy novels, Mary Beth. I tell you, the feds are up to their eyebrows in Cloak and Dagger.
Uh-huh.
This is a simple fetch and deliver detail. Mary Beth, would you stop mooning over Miami?
Not funny, Christine.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep it light here, okay?
Sure. Sure.
A map. How long do I stay on the yellow brick road?
Oh, we're good for almost 30, 40 minutes before we have to turn.
Nice-looking guy, huh?
Chris, if you see one of those stands on the road, stop, all right? You know, I want to get some fresh apples and maybe some maple syrup.
That's Vermont, Mary Beth.
upstate New York happens to be a major producer of maple syrup.
Thank you, Miss New York State.
Muriel is babysitting the kids. The kids like maple syrup on their pancakes on Sunday morning, and I'm not going to be there because I'm going to be in Miami with Harvey. Is that all right with you?
Hey, I'm easy. Grandparents used to live out in this, pardon the expression, neck of the woods.
No kidding. Anything look familiar?
Yeah, you. Can't see a damn thing out there.
I hate being lost, Chris.
You hate it. I'm the control freak.
Oh, jeez. What is this now?
Do yourself a favor, lady, and turn around. It gets worse up ahead.
Do yourself a favor and get out of my way. I don't want to say anything, Christine, but the animals are lining up 2 by 2.
Maple syrup in my ass. I'd kill for a drink.
The question is, my partner, who would you kill?
Do me a favor, will you, Mary Beth? Or check the address here.
Flashlight.
Oh, God.
That's the...
Your little lady's lost?
Well, just a little bit, I guess, Sheriff,
Craddock.
Craddock.
It's a rough night for cruising. Things get boring in the city?
Actually, we just came up for some maple syrup.
You're in the wrong part of the state.
Well, we were misinformed.
What we do want, sir, is 74327 Pinewood Lane, Sheriff. It is a small world, isn't it?
Thank you, Sheriff. Actually, we're kind of late, and I'm afraid my uncle will be very worried. Hello?
All right. But you drive carefully. We don't have any gridlock up here in Renfro. We really don't want any.
Thank you, Sheriff. And good night.
Do you think it's odd that a sheriff is hanging around outside the very house we're looking for?
Small town America, Mary Beth. That's where there's little crime in communities like this.
Think it's Inspector Marquette? Or the feds peeping over our shoulder?
See, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, okay?
Okay. All I know is where I come from, there's never a cop around when you need one. Is that it? And they told me crime doesn't pay. The bastard is dead!
There's one thing about him.
What?
He plays a mean piano.
Chris, what are you doing? Wait a
You rang?
Excuse me. The NYPD, sir. Come in.
You know what?
What?
It was almost a year ago. My kitchen. You called me a drunk. It's been a hell of a year. I feel pretty good. Thanks.
Enjoy your dinner, ladies.
It was great.
Oh, yes, thank you very much.
The robe's comfortable?
Yes, thank you.
How about you, Detective Lacey?
Everything is wonderful.
Why don't you get your bags, and we'll change our clothes and get out of here. Everything's wonderful.
You have a problem, Christine?
I have not seen this much drooling since Alice's first birthday party.
Whatever are you talking about?
Come on, Mary Beth, you have to admit the man is attractive.
I'm trying the phone again.
Of course. Silly me. Mary Beth Lacey, who has never looked at another man since her husband, Harvey, proposed to her when she was 14.
I was almost 21.
So your interest in Mr. Wright is strictly professional.
Absolutely.
I'll believe you, but thousands wouldn't.
Just because he's beautiful and polished and plays a mean piano.
It's been hitting on you ever since we got here.
All that I am doing, Christine, is escorting a suspected felon to the federal authorities to ensure his safe delivery into custody.
Whatever you say, Mrs. Lacey.
Voila. Want to pat me down again?
Once was enough, sir.
Not if you do it right. Okay, so let's get this show on the road.
Rubinstein was unique. He had a love affair with the piano. An honest-to-God romantic.
I'm a Horowitz fan myself. Did you see his Leningrad performance on the Charles Perrault show? I'm so glad he's giving concerts again.
I was lucky enough to see Rubinstein at Carnegie Hall.
I love that place. The lights, the audience, it's great.
It's too bad what the renovation did to the acoustics. What do you think, Detective Lacey?
I think it's peculiar that a man such as yourself turns out to be nothing but a common thief.
Try following us?
I don't think so. He's been with us for about a half a mile or so. We had another one for about a mile and a half before it turned off.
Want to slow up, Sergeant? See what he does?
I don't know. Just slide down in your seat, Mr. Wright, just in case. Gonna pass.
So how'd you expect to get away with it? I mean, you're not Haile Selassie or Juan Perón. Where'd you think you were going to hide it?
detective. Now you're being silly.
Why is that silly? I mean, I heard it never steal anything small, but this is outrageous.
Entire regimes are at stake. The American way of life.
Does this story have a little girl and a rabbit in it?
How about a war over the Falklands?
What, your bank invested heavily in South American real estate?
The government of Argentina needed something to shore up its popularity. Get people to rally around the flag. They knew England would have to defend the Falklands by sea, and that the French had a missile that could be an equalizer.
You an arms dealer?
No, just a banker. France was willing to sell Exocet missiles, but only for dollars. No pesos. Not even lira from a right-wing Italian group willing to foot the bill. Enter the U.S. of A.
Pardon me, but we supported England.
We didn't want Argentina to be humiliated.
So if all it cost was a few hundred lives, why not?
They were threatening to do business with the Russians if we didn't cooperate.
So you loaned Argentina the money?
At the request of our government.
And then the little girl followed the rabbit down the hall.
Well, funny kind of cynic.
Then Argentina lost the war and reneged on the loan, leaving your bank holding the bag?
I'm impressed, Detective.
The Falklands thing was a long time ago. What took so long for it to show up?
The technical movement of money stalled the inevitable. The Iran-Contra thing was the final nail in the coffin.
Don't tell me.
Oh, it's a shame Harvey's in Miami. He'd love this.
Oh, damn it! Damn!
Yeah? Yeah, hello. I'm sorry if I woke you, Lieutenant. But I've been watching the news on the TV down here, and there's all this stuff about a big storm upstate.
Who's this?
I'm sorry, Harvey Lacey. Yeah, my ma is with the kids, and Mary Beth, she hasn't called.
Lacey, what time is it now?
Yeah, I know. She's on this assignment upstate, but she was supposed to be back hours ago, and the desk sergeant, he hasn't heard from her. And, well, you know, I'm kind of worried.
Get down, Mr. Wright. And no matter what happens, stay there.
Yes, sir.
Hell of a night for a plant.
Ain't that the truth?
The locals have sense enough to stay inside on a night like this.
Yeah, well, we had a family squabble. My uncle and I still don't get along.
What with the weather? Might have tried to bury the hatchet.
We heard on the radio that it might clear up.
If I were you, I'd find some place and sit this one out. The road's washed out up ahead there, but there's a motor in before that. It ain't very clean, but it's overpriced.
Well, thanks very much for your help.
Happy to oblige. Take it easy.
Yeah. Good night.
He's got a point, Christine. I'm not going to make my flight to Miami in the morning.
Great. We can sit up all night singing Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. Okay, adjoining rooms in their west wing. Phones are blown out inside, too. Storm's washed everything away.
on.
Well, Norman Bates doesn't run the joint, but he'd like it. I'm gonna move the car.
We'll be safer if the car is out of sight. If that story you told us is true, there's probably certain people that don't want you to testify.
Live in interesting times.
Hey, I'm sorry if I insulted you before.
No, us bankers, thick skins. You actually caught on very fast. Quite knowledgeable. International banking can be complicated.
You mean flight capital, all that?
Out of sight, out of mind? Mary Beth, don't you think we should give Mr. Wright a few minutes to get comfortable? Oh.
Oh.
Holler when you're decent. What's happening, Mary Beth?
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I'd check. Do you believe that story he told us about Argentina and all that?
Well, if he made it up, he's got a hell of an imagination. I'll say one thing. It's awfully cute to look at.
He seems to be intelligent.
Oh, come on, partner. Don't kid a kidder. Pheromones, Mary Beth.
Huh?
Sexual chemistry. Oh. It's how the boy ants tell who the girl ants are. Occasionally it happens with people.
Oh, this is ridiculous. And behaving like a teenager.
It's all right. I mean, there are millions of people in the world. Every once in a while, two of them connect. It's not a felon.
Yeah, but he's a felon. I'm getting all silly over a major felon.
I think it's nice.
You're sick.
How's it going in there, Mr. Wright?
Well, it's not the Ritz.
Well, Detective Lacey will be taking the first watch.
I'm not going in there.
Yeah, you are. Rank has its privileges.
Why does a modern woman choose a career in law enforcement?
I saw an ad on the subway.
How long you been married?
19 years and 3 months.
14 for me. It happened one night.
What did?
No, the movie.
Oh, sure. Claudette Colbert and
Clark Gable.
Sure, I love that movie. Oh. You mean, two people, one room.
I feel a lot safer if you moved closer.
Chris! Outside! He's got a gun!
Freeze! Freeze! You bastard! I'll kill you! Put it up! Put it down! Put it down! Step back!